Now the original controller requires us to calculate the row total as unit price times quantity times exchange rate. So let's start work on that. Let's first of all define another column here, and we're going to say od.unit price times od.quantity, and we're going to call it row total. And we've got the number, great. And next we need to go and get the exchange rate. Now pay close attention to this number over here. It's the total rows that the query has returned. Let's go ahead and add exchange rate to our mix and see what happens. So based on everything we learned so far, in the original controller there is a relation to exchange rate. Let's try to create the same relation over here. We're going to say left outer join to exchange rates on er.currency equals USD and er.effective date is less or equal to O order date. Perfect. So this rule emulates this rule in the code, and this rule is emulated by this statement. Now notice how here we have 2100 rows, and when we're going to run this we're going to get 40,000 rows. And why is that? Whereas in a controller we are always doing a many-to-one relations. It returns just one row. When we are doing a join, we are getting a Cartesian result that results from all the rows in order details and all the rows in exchange rate that match this rule. Now, since every date that is before this date matches this rule, we're going to get multiple rates here. And that is going to cause us the problem. What we actually want to get is only the latest one. So let's work on getting that. Now we're in luck, we only need one column, which is rate. So that gives us a lot of help over here. So let's first of all remove this line. And let's start creating a separate select statement. Let's do select star from exchange rate ER, where ER currency is equal to USD and ER effective date is less or equal than 1997 March 1st. So we can see that we've got multiple rows. Okay, let's go ahead and add an order by. So we're going to say order by er.effective date descending. So we're going to get the top one first and the last one afterwards. If we change the date over here, perfect. Now, in this case, we only want to get the first one. So in a select statement, SQL allows us to say select top one. And that will give us just the first result. Now, in this case, we only need the rate column. So we're going to say select rate. Perfect. And if we change the number over here, we can see that the rate changes accordingly. Great. Now, because we only just need one column, we can actually use this as part of our statement, as an inner select, as we've shown in the previous video how to create an inner select. So we can actually say here that we want to multiply the unit price times quantity with an inner select that spells this out. Now, since we don't want to use just any effective date, we want to use the order.order date. So essentially, we're going to get the unit price times quantity times the rate from the most effective row under it. Now, this seems a bit complex, and it is not that trivial, but it's an amazing tool to solve the problems that we have. So now we have a great row total defined all over. So note how we used an inner select to go ahead and get the rate. The top one here gave us a great service, allowed us to get just the latest rate. We can see here also that we got the original number of rows that we got before, and this allows us to achieve a thing that could only be achieved by a relation, a reverse relation or link descending if you go back to the old magic days. So just select top one rate from exchange rate where currency equal to USD and effective date is less or equal than order date. Again, we had a very easy circumstances over here. We only needed one column In case you need more columns, it's a different headache, different discussion. Let's review the change. So we've added unit price times quantity times the inner select to go and get the latest rate for the specific date, and we called it all row total. Perfect.